2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Yep. That I will be reviewing today. So if you watched my last book review video, I was talking about how I really only read psychological thrillers, and I think I'm going to do soft spoken in this video because my microphone's not really picking up my sound very well, so I'm going to do soft spoken. Also, I have these marks on my nose because I went to the park today and I wore sunglasses, and yeah, so I have sunglass marks on my nose. I hope that doesn't bother you but I finally found some time to record a video, and here we are with sunglass tints, but it's okay. Alright, so this is in no particular order of when I read them or how much I like them. This is just at random. So the first book that I have to review is The Inmate. The Inmate by Frida McFadden. So the back says, a new nurse practitioner at a maximum security prison, Brooke Sullivan, is taught 3 crucial rules. Number 1, treat all prisoners with respect. Number 2, never reveal any personal information. And number 3, never ever become too friendly with the inmates. But nobody knows that Brooke has already broken the rules. Nobody knows that her intimate connection to Shane Nelson is one of the penitentiary's most notorious and dangerous inmates. They certainly don't know that Shane was Brooke's high school sweetheart, the star quarterback, the golden boy who's serving a life sentence for a series of grisly murders, or that Brooke's testimony was what put him in there. But Shane knows. He knows more than anyone, and he will never forget. The Inmate is a propulsive, mind-bending thriller about how we define guilt and who has to pay for it, from Sunday Times bestselling author Frida McFadden. So, would I recommend this book? No. Sorry to start off with a firm no, but I didn't like it. I love Frida. I love her writing style, her twists, her suspense. This one was pretty lackluster, to be honest. It's great if you're into like cops and prisons and that kind of like genre. If you're into like, I don't know, stories about inmates, clearly, then you'll like it. But to me, it was very predictable. Out of 10, I would give it like a 4.5 out of 10. I'm sorry. I love Frida most of the time. Did not like this one. The first half was promising, and then the second half was just like a very slow dwindle into predictability. And then the end was not that shocking. So I wouldn't recommend this one. But again, if you like Frida, or if you like psychological thrillers and you also like cop related things, jail, prison related things about the prisoners, you might like it. Don't let my opinion sway you away from purchasing any of these books. This is strictly just my opinion. A lot of people on Goodreads liked this one. I'm just in the minority. So that's number 1. The next book we have, you have probably heard of this book, Verity by Colleen Hoover. Wow, this book. I will read the back for you guys. A thriller that will keep you up all night, and a twist that will leave you reeling. Lowen Ashley is a struggling writer on the brink of financial ruin when she accepts the job offer of a lifetime. Jeremy Crawford, husband of best-selling author Verity Crawford, has hired Lowen to complete the remaining books in a successful series his injured wife is unable to finish. Lowen arrives at the Crawford home, ready to sort through years of Verity's notes and outlines, hoping to find enough material to get started. What Lowen doesn't expect to uncover is the chaotic office is an unfinished autobiography Verity never intended for anyone to read. Page after page of bone-chilling admissions, including Verity's recollection of the night her family was forever altered. Lowen decides to keep the manuscript hidden from Jeremy, knowing its contents could devastate the already grieving father. But Lowen's feelings for Jeremy begin to intensify. She recognizes all the ways she could benefit if he were to read his wife's words. After all, no matter how devoted Jeremy is to his injured wife, a truth this horrifying would make it impossible for him to continue loving her. Would I recommend Verity? 1000% yes. 10 out of 10. This book is so... I'm getting chills. This book is so twisted, and you know, the first like 2/3 of the book, you're following this certain story and everything's believable and you feel so bad for this certain person and you can't stand this other person, and then the last third of the book, everything you thought that was true is a lie. And I loved it. It was so twisted, so incredibly messed up. I would say it does talk about some very sensitive subjects. I guess like a trigger warning before you read this. It's very graphic with certain things. So if you're easily triggered by like violence, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you like psychological thrillers and you want a book that's going to bend your mind, this 10 out of 10. Yes, I recommend it. Alright. Next I have Lisa Jewell. None of this is true. I just finished this one and I loved it. Loved it. I could have probably read this. I could have probably read this in one day. I read it in 2. But it's, like it says, addictive, magnificent, dark and twisty. It was great. It wasn't overly like creepy or gory or like overly dark in my opinion, but it did make me think a certain way and then completely just twisted everything that I thought was true about this book. It was not true at all. So it was great. Let me read the back. Two very different women who meet by chance in a restaurant and discover they are birthday twins. A few days later, they meet again. Alex is a podcaster and Josie persuades her to feature her on her new series. She tells Alex, on the cusp of great changes in her life. Alex agrees to do a trial interview with Josie. Josie's past appears to be strange and complicated, but although Alex finds her unsettling, she can't quite resist the temptation to keep digging and to keep recording. It soon becomes apparent that Josie has been hiding some very dark secrets, and before Alex knows it, Josie has inveigled her way into Alex's life and into her home, which is when Alex realizes that she and her family are in more danger than she ever thought possible. Loved it. I also give this one a 10 out of 10. It was just really good, really twisted, really suspenseful. Some of the books that I've read, there's like a lot of filler, a lot of fluff, a lot of stuff that's kind of irrelevant, just to add to the book, to make it longer. I didn't feel that way at all with this. At no point did I feel bored or felt the need to like skim through pages or chapters. Every single page had me hooked. So yeah, None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. And she's another one of my favorite authors at the moment. So moving on to the next one. Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. My girl Lisa. Back at it with the amazing psychological thrillers. This was my favorite before the one I just showed you. The one I just showed you has been my favorite book so far of the summer. Yes. This one was great. This is my second favorite. And this one is very sad. It's very dark, very sad. Verity's very sad too. I actually cried when I read Verity. I think I cried when I read this one as well. So the back says, she was 15, her mother's golden girl. She had her whole life ahead of her, and then, in the blink of an eye, Ellie was gone. 10 years on, Laurel has never given up hope of finding Ellie. And then she meets a charming and charismatic stranger who sweeps her off her feet. But what really takes her breath away is when she meets his 9-year-old daughter. Because his daughter is the image of Ellie. Now all those unanswered questions that have haunted Laurel come flooding back. What really happened to Ellie? And who still has secrets to hide? Yeah, now that I'm reading the back, I remember I cried a lot during this one. Another trigger warning before you read this one. If you are triggered by family trauma, childhood trauma, I don't want to say too much, but yeah, it can be triggering, so just fair warning. Very good. 10 out of 10 again for this one. Yes, I know I'm very generous with my reviews, but 10 out of 10. This one I think is one of her best sellers, if not the best seller. I would recommend this. And same as the previous book, there was not any fluff. I didn't feel bored at any point. I didn't feel the need to skim through it. It was just very, very sad, this book. It's dramatic, it's intense, it's heavy. After I read this, I had to kind of like sit with myself for a few days before reading another book. So again, trigger warning, it's very twisted and very sad, especially if you're a mother. If you're a mother, this is a hard read, but very good. All right, 2 more books, you guys. This is another Lisa Jewell, The Night She Disappeared. And this one says, teenage mom Tallulah heads out on a date, leaving her baby son at home with her mother Kim. At 4:30 a.m., Kim awakens to discover that Tallulah has not come home. Friends tell her that Tallulah was last seen heading to a pool party at a house in the dark woods nearby called Dark Place. Tallulah never returns. Summer 2018. Walking in the woods behind the school where her boyfriend has just started teaching, Sophie sees a sign nailed to the fence, a sign that says, "Dig here." The Night She Disappeared. This one I would recommend. I would give it like a 9 out of 10. The only reason I won't give it a 10 out of 10, it was very long. I mean, it's about like almost 500 pages, which is not terrible, but this one did have a lot of fluff, a lot of filler. I did find myself skimming pages, and even like several pages I was just kind of skipping them because I just felt like it wasn't adding anything to the plot. So I did like it. It's just very long, so I would recommend it. Just take your time with it, I guess, because I'm a fast reader and I was getting bored. So maybe if you take your time reading it, you wouldn't get as bored with it as I did. But yeah, not super dark. It's twisted, but I don't really think it requires any trigger warnings. So check it out if you like Lisa Jewell, or if you're looking for a new psychological thriller book, check it out. And then last but not least, I have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This is the only book I have of Holly Jackson. I know this was a big seller. I think on TikTok it was really popular. And a few of my friends are reading it, so I decided to pick it up and check it out. And I was not disappointed. So the back says, the case is closed. 5 years ago, schoolgirl Andy Bell was murdered. Maybe I should not say that, but that's literally what it says. By Sile Sink. The police know he did it. Everyone in the town knows he did it. But having grown up in the same small town that was consumed by the murder, Pippa Fitz and Moby isn't so sure. When she chooses the case as a topic for her final year project, she starts to uncover secrets that someone in town desperately wants to stay hidden. And if the real killer is still out there, how far would they go to keep Pip from the truth? They're turning this into a Netflix show, or it already was a BBC show, because all my authors, for some reason, are all British. I didn't plan that, but they're like all from England. So they made a show. It was on BBC, and now they're going to release it onto Netflix in August. So I'm excited. This is a 3-part series. I didn't read the second or the third one. I liked it. I would give it like an 8 out of 10. I would recommend it because of the writing style. It's really cool because she has like a journal that she's writing in, so it shows you parts of her journal, her school project. It does transcripts of her interviews with different people, trying to figure out who did it, you know? So I liked it. I'll be honest, I probably won't read the second or the third just because I don't want to be disappointed. I read the Housemaid series and I loved the first one. Didn't really like the second one, and I couldn't stand the third one. So I want to leave it on a high and just read this one. But those are all the books I have for today. I will definitely continue to do these videos. I think they're kind of fun, and hopefully they give you guys ideas of books to read if you're into psychological thrillers like I am. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up, comment, share, and let me know what you'd like to see in future videos. But thank you, magpies, for being so supportive and understanding with me taking my time from filming. I really do love all of you guys. Each and every one of you means so much to me, and this is just so fun to do. So I hope you have a great day, great night, wherever you are, and I will see you guys soon. Okay, bye.